Good evening, dear students. Today we are going to discuss, mean deviation for ungrouped data about median, and after that we will go through the, mean deviation for group data. Till our last class, we discussed about the mean deviation for ungrouped data about mean. Correct? Now, what we are going to do today is that to discuss about that mean deviation for ungrouped data about median. Now, before I proceed further, please confirm that you are able to view the screen properly and able to hear my voice very clearly, dear students.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much. Okay, all right. So, the mean deviation of ungrouped data about median, what does it mean? If you remember, dear students, in our last class, and last class, that is available, in YouTube, the last session, that mean deviation of ungrouped data about mean, what we did, we found the mean of those data and then followed the step to find that mean deviation of ungrouped data about mean. Now, today, what we are going to do is that mean deviation for ungrouped data about median. Now, as the word median, as you see, dear students, that because of this word median, you know, so as you see the word median, we need to deal with the median of those data. Now, how that we are going to discuss. And as you know, dear students, that we follow a step-by-step process to find it one. So, what are the steps? The first, so let me first write it down, and then we will discuss with some, illustrative examples. So the mean deviation of ungrouped data about median, that is capital M, is denoted by MD capital M, MD, and then within bracket capital M, and is obtained by means of the following two steps. The step one is that find capital M, the median of the given ungrouped data. That means whatever the data set is given, and from that data set you need to first find the median. And then step 2 is that replace A by M in the above equation 1. Above equation 1 means what, dear students? If you recall that we discussed in the previous class, so let me bring that one. What is, above equation 1? Above equation 1 means this equation. If I bring this equation, so this is the, equation, whatever C is that marked as equation 1, dear students. So here there is a value A. This is mean deviation about A. Now, as we are going to find the mean deviation about median, we need to replace that A by capital M, and then this equation is actually this, formula is transformed like this. And how we are able to transform? We are able to transform by replace A by M. So instead of A, we are writing, A is equal to M. And that is the mean deviation for ungrouped data about the median capital M. Fine. Now this is quite simple. I hope all of you understood. Now let's find it out that exactly with a real illustrative example. And for that, dear students, I will request you to please open your notebook and start writing also along with me. Now, let us understand this means by means of an example. So what is the example? So here is the data set I'm going to place in front of you, dear students. So this is the data set, as you see. Now, for this data set, and obviously this is an ungrouped data, as you see. Okay, for this ungrouped data set, we need to find the mean deviation about median. And to achieve that one, what is the first thing we need to do? We need to find the median of this ungrouped data set. Whatever the data set you are seeing here, this is the data set. So for this data set, we need to first find the median. And as you know, to steps to find the median is that first you need to sort the data either in ascending order or in descending order. So here what we are doing, dear students, we are doing in the ascending order. So if you do this, sorting in the ascending order, what it will get? You will get something like this. Okay. So to find the median, first we find, so this data, whatever you see, then whenever we are sorting it, so after sorting, we are getting this one. Now, how to find the median? As you know that how many data points, how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 is an even number. Okay. So then the mean will be the mean. So median will be the mean of 6th and 7th value. Correct. So 6th and the 7th value. So this is the 6th value and this is the 7th value. So median will be the mean of 13 and 14. So what is the mean of 13 and 14? That is 13 plus 14 by 2, which is 27 by 2. That means it is the 13.5. So let me first write it down, the value of median. So step 1 is done, dear students, that we found the value of the median. Okay, and how we found it out, I just explained, and here is the value. Now, dear students, what we need to do is that we need to find the, the table. We need to form a table computing the mean deviation about the median. Now, we need to form the following table, computing mean deviation about median. How we are going to do it? Let me show it to you. And recall, what is our formula? Our formula is, if you just recall the formula, let me show you the formula once more. The formula is this. This is our formula. That in this formula, what are xi? Xi is all these values, 10, 11, 11, 12, 13, all these are xi. So capital M, we just find it out, that is 13.5. So then N, we know this is 12. So all these values we need to write in a tabular form, in a column-wise manner, and then compute the value of xi minus M. That is our target, dear students. And to do this thing, we let me place the table in front of you, and then you'll understand that how it has been done. So this is the table, dear students. Note it very carefully. 10, 11, 11.
Can I write it down?
Yes, you can write it down, or I will send the class note along with that, recorded video lecture after the class. You can write it down also quickly. Okay. So, and you see, these are very straightforward. So these are the 12 data points. Okay, 12 values. Now, mean is same, that is 13.5. What is our target? And if I place the formula in front of you once more, that what is the formula? Formula is this. Let me first place. This is the formula. Now, to find this formula, we need to find the value of xi minus m. Xi minus m, xi is 10 in the first case. Xi is 10 and m is 13.5. So 10 minus 13.5 is minus 3.5. Then in the next column, we take the absolute value of xi minus m. That is mod of xi minus m. That is mod of minus 3.5. That is 3.5. Similarly, for the second one, what we get is that 11, 13.5 minus 2.5, 2.5. In that, we compute for all these values. And then as there is a summation sign, that means all these values, that is 3.5, 2.5, 2.5, 1.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 2.5, 2.5, 3.5, 3.5, and 4.5 has to be added. And if we add it, we get the value is 28. So that means this value we get as 28 in context to our example. And what is the value of n? Value of n is equal to 12. Correct? This value of n is equal to 12 because there are, the data set contains 12 points, 12, different values. So now what we need to do is that the mean deviation about median is nothing but 28 by 12. Okay, and so 28 by 12, and if you compute it, dear students, it comes to 2.33. I hope this is clearly understood, and in case of any smallest query, please do let me know, and I will be happy to explain you once more. But dear students, what is important? Important is that to make practice. So what I'll suggest you is that once our class is done today, so you can immediately you can start solving DPPs. That if you can solve 2 DPPs by tomorrow, then this will be very good. Okay, dear students. Now we are so far what we have discussed. So far we have discussed about that mean deviation about median for ungrouped data, and in the previous class we discussed that mean deviation about mean for the ungrouped data. Now we are shifting our discussion to the mean deviation for grouped data. And dear students, we discussed in earlier classes what is group data. Group data also has, we can describe the data in 2 different ways, that is discrete frequency distribution and continuous frequency distribution. So now that I'm going to show you, dear students. So mean deviation for group data. So as you see, dear students, the data can be grouped into any of the following 2 ways. The first one is called the discrete frequency distribution, and the second one is continuous frequency distribution. So what is discrete frequency distribution? A discrete frequency distribution is such that the given data consists of n distinct values like x1, x2, x3 up to xn, occurring with frequencies f1, f2, f3 up to fn. That means the value x1 is appeared f1 times, the value x2 appeared f2 times, the value x3 appeared f3 times. In that way, the value xn appeared fn times. So that is the way we, the group data is organized in terms of that discrete frequency distribution. In continuous frequency distribution, dear students, it is a series in which the data is classified into class intervals without gaps along with their respective frequencies. If you remember, in our earlier classes, we have discussed about all these things, that how the group data is organized in discrete frequency distribution and continuous frequency distribution. But today, what we are going to start with is that the mean deviation for discrete frequency distribution. Okay, so what is mean deviation about discrete frequency distribution? Let us first, explore this thing. Quite simple, dear students. It's not at all difficult. You will find it very, very simple after this class. As I am saying, that you need to make some practice very well, and for that, in our Konar classes platform, there are DPPs. You need to follow those DPPs and it will be absolutely fine. Okay, so as it is a group data, so let the data x1, x2, x3 up to xn occurring with frequency f1, f2, f3 up to fn. Okay, so the given data consists of the discrete observation x1, x2, x3 up to xn occurring with frequencies f1, f2, f3 up to fn. Then what we get, dear students, is that the mean deviation, okay, mean deviation about mean. The very important thing, mean deviation about mean. About what is important? In the next one, we will discuss about median, but here it is about mean. What is that? It is a summation of fi. Fi is the frequency of the ith value, xi minus x bar, fi into xi minus x bar divided by n. What is n? N is the sum of all these frequencies. So in simple terms, dear students, how you can find that mean deviation about mean for this discrete frequency distribution of group data is that it is numerator, you need to you need to make the addition of fi into xi minus x bar. Xi minus x bar is the absolute value. That means for the first value, you need to find the frequency f1, then you need to find the value of x1 minus x bar, that is the mean, and then find their absolute value, and that absolute value should be multiplied with f1 to get the first one. Similarly, you get for the second one, third one, and in that way you find for all these n values, and then we need to apply this formula. Very simple. Initial time you may find little elaborate, otherwise it is very simple. And in the similar manner, the mean deviation about median, how we are going to find, let me show it to you, dear students. Okay, so what you see here, dear students, is that the mean deviation about their median, here it is median. Okay, so it is MD, capital M. And if you notice that in case of median, it is actually capital M written here. All remain the same with respect to what? With respect to the mean deviation about mean. In case of mean deviation about mean, it was x bar. And in case of mean deviation about median, it is capital M. What is the M? Capital M is the median of this data. Apart from that, everything remains same. And you know, dear students, it was there same in the similar manner we have done it for the ungrouped data. Both ungrouped data, finding the mean deviation about mean and finding the mean deviation about median. Now, as you know, things will get very clear once we work with examples. So keeping this in mind, that we are going to find that mean deviation about mean for the discrete frequency distribution with this following data. Okay, so let me take you to the next page and explain this thing. So as you know, for the discrete frequency distribution, this is the way it has been described, dear students, that these are the values x1, x1, x2, x3 up to, there are 5 values has been given here. That is, you see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and their frequencies. That means frequency 7 means the value 5 occurred 7 times. Similarly, value this one, that value 10 occurred 4 times, value 15 occurred 6 times, like this. Now, to find that mean deviation about mean, what we need to do is that we need to compute this table. So what is this table? Let me show it to you, dear students. And it, as I always explain with some representative example, and you will find it very useful, I hope. In case it is not, never hesitate to let me know. Okay, so what we need to find? We need to find here, dear students, is that first 2 columns we wrote xi and fi. Then we found that x bar, we found it out. How to find x bar? That you are aware of, that this is the finding the mean of the group data of discrete frequency distribution. So fi into xi you do, and then you divide this thing, that sum of fi xi divided by that fi, sum of fi, then you will find it out, right? So what we get is that fi into xi by n, so 350 by n, 350 by 25, that becomes 14, and that becomes the mean. Correct, dear students? I hope all of you got it, what I'm speaking about. So,
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thanks for the confirmation. So then what we get, dear students, is that, here, let me write it down. So if you have any confusion that how I got the value of x bar as 14, here is the calculation. Okay, and then we need to find that xi minus x bar. That means this, for this one it is 5 minus 14, that is minus 9. For this one it is 10 minus 14, that is minus 4. For this one it is 15 minus 14, that is plus 1. For this one 20 minus 14, that is plus 6. And for this one 25 minus 14, that is plus 11. But in the next step column we need to find the absolute value, that is minus 9, its absolute value is 9. Minus 14, minus 4, its absolute value is 4. 1, its absolute value is 1. 6, its absolute value is 6. And 11, its absolute value is 11. After that, what you need to do, all these values, whatever you found in this column, okay, has to be multiplied with the corresponding frequency which is in this column. So then what we get is that 7 and 9, they are multiplied. This 7 and this 9 we multiply and get 63. Then 4 and 4 multiplied, we get 16. Then 6 and 1 multiplied, we get 6. Then 3 and 6 multiplied, we get 18. Then 5 and 11 multiplied, we get 55. Now, dear students, all these values, that 63, 16, 6, 18, and 55 has to be added, and we get the value 158. Now, our task is very simple now. So, the mean deviation about mean is going to be that 158 divided by the number of observations, that is 25. That is 158 by 25, and if you calculate, you will get it 6.32. I hope it is clear, dear students. Any doubt, never hesitate to let me know. So this is the value of mean deviation about mean for the given set of group data described under discrete frequency distribution. Now, dear students, what we are going to find is that mean deviation about median for discrete frequency distribution. Okay, so for that, what we know the formula, we have discussed few minutes back about the formula. All you need to understand is to get realization that how to compute it, and it is quite simple, and that I'm going to describe into the next page. So first, let me give you the set of data, how it is being described. Okay. Okay, so let us consider, the following data set towards computing the mean deviation about median. Times and value 15 occurred 6 times. Okay, now in this case, what you need to find, you need to find the median first. Dear students, the first and foremost thing is that to find the median, and to find the median we need to find the cumulative frequency, and to find the cumulative frequency we need to construct the following table, and that table I'm going to show it to you now. Okay, dear students, so if you look into it, so you will know that this is the cumulative frequency table. Okay, so the first two rows remains the same as it was given in the question, in the example. Cumulative frequency, how we found it out? Initially it is 8, exactly this. Then 6 and 8 is added, then we get 14. Then 14 and 2 added, we get 16. Then 16 and 2 added, we get 18. 18 and 2 added, we get 20. And 20 and 6 got added is 26. Once we find this thing, dear students, so what we see, the number of how many values are there? There are 26 values. And 26 is even. There are 26 values. So we are going to compute the median. Now, if you recall, to compute the median, if it is a even number, then we need to take the mean of the middle two numbers. In this case, that is n by 2 and n by 2 plus 1th numbers, right? For n, when n is the number. In this case, n is 26. As 26 is even, okay, the median will be the mean of the 26 by 2, that is 13th, and 26 by 2 plus 1, that is 14th observation. So, if you look into the table, dear students, you will notice that both 13th and 14th observation are 7. As it is 7, so it is become very simple to find the median as, 7 plus 7 by 2, that is 7. Okay, correct. So as we understood, now we need to compute a table, and that table is also pretty simple to compute, dear students. Okay, the way we have done for mean deviation about mean. Only thing is that in the previous example we did it for mean, and here we are doing for median. That's it. So apart from that, nothing is changing. So dear students, so if you look into this one, so these are the data sets, that 5, 7, 9, 10, 12, and 15, and that is their respective frequencies is mentioned here. Median, we already found it out as 7. That's why we wrote 7 here in all this one. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Then we found xi minus m, that is 8. Xi minus m, that is 5 minus 7 for this first one. Let me use a different color here. So for the 5 minus 7, you get what? That is, minus 2. Then 7 minus 7, that is 0. Then 9 minus 7, that is 2. Then you get 10 minus 7, that is 3. Then you get here 12 minus 7, that is 5. And in the last case, 15 minus 7, that we get 8. Now we need to take an absolute value of xi minus m. So minus 2, its absolute value is 2. 0, its absolute value is 0. 2, its absolute value is 2. 3, its absolute value is 3. 5, its absolute value is 5. And 8, its absolute value is 8. After that, what you need to do, dear students, this frequency fi has to be multiplied with 2. So that means 8 and 2, we get 16. Then 6 into 0, we get 0. Then 2 into 2, we get 4. Then 2 into 3, we get 6. Then 2 into 5, we get 10. And finally, 6 into 8, we get 48. Now, all these values in the last column, dear students, that fi into absolute value of xi minus m has to be added, and we get it as 84. Okay, now our task is pretty simple to find the mean deviation about median for this given data set. And how to find it out, dear students? It is quite simple. Let me show it to you. I hope you are aware of it. That is 84 by 26, and that will become 3.23. Please have a look into it and make yourself comfortable that you understood that how we found for the given data set the mean deviation about median as 3.23. Median you found 84, and so it's not median, that summation of that values, this one, this 84, and median you already found it out that median we already found it out as 7. So anyway, so with this we are able to find the mean deviation about median for the given set of group data described under discrete frequency distribution. Now in the next class, today I would like to conclude it here. In the next class, we need to do the mean deviation for continuous frequency distribution. There also we'll see the mean deviation about mean for continuous frequency distribution, and then mean deviation about median for continuous frequency distribution. That all we'll discuss in the next class. So as I said, at the beginning of the class, that once you are done with this, you need to make some practice in the online platform. So I cordially request you to please look into the online platform and of www.conartclasses.com, Look for the DPP of statistics and complete 2 DPPs before we start our next class scheduled tomorrow, same time. With this, I would like to conclude the class unless you have any specific question for me, dear students. Is everything clear, dear students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you then. Please appear for those DPPs now. Okay, and we will resume our classes tomorrow. Thank you.